Hello, it's me again. We've got 7 new macros today. So we start off with one which pulls together any paragraphs within a number of files that have track changes in them. So it's assuming that you've got several files, but there's just a few track changes here and there that you want to pull together and have a look at. So let's try it. If we copy that, then we can find it easily in the list of macros. There it is, and we run it, and it's the usual thing where it says navigate to a folder that you want and press cancel. So that's the normal multi-file thing. So click on cancel, and it says, do you want to use all of these? No is the answer. We just want to have a look at a couple of them just to give us so you can see how it's working. So let's try running the macro again, and this time it says, do you want to run on these files? And the answer is yes. So we do that. There we go. So it's just pulled together the two files and the odd track changes that were in those two files. Okay, that's as simple as that. So get rid of that and move on to the next one. That was our list. So what's next? It is number sequence checking. Okay, so we've got a simple one first, which is just looking for numbers, and it needs to check that they are in order, they are consecutive. So if I start from there, I've got this on a keystroke, which makes it easier. So if I run it, then it goes through the 1, 2, 3 and so on, and gets as far as 7, and then jumps to 9 and shows you that there's something wrong with a consecutivity. So we can try it on these, run it again, and this time it's got to 9, missing 8, but you'll note that it wasn't thrown by the fact that you've got some other funny numbers in there, 2016, and I mean if that had been 16 for example, it would have got thrown by that. So, but because it's a date, it knows to leave those alone, and that's actually set in the macro itself by the command date start equals. So any number greater than 1800 will be ignored. But if you want to, if you're trying to get a consecutive set of dates, then you can just make the date start something like 100,000, and then the dates will be taken account of. So that one was number sequence checker simple, and then the next one is where we've got decimals. So here's an example, 2.1, 2.2 and so on. So if we run number sequence checker decimal, that's this key. Okay, so it got through the 2.4, 2.5, 3.1 was alright, but then it got to 3.7 and jumped to 3.9, so it knew there was something wrong. We can try them in a list like that. That's okay. Again, same sort of thing. What I have done is I've put in a trap so that it knows it's got to the end, because it can't find if it had got to 310. It would be looking for 311, and it's only going to look for 3,000 characters before it gives up, and so that would be 500 words roughly, 3,000 characters. So that was decimal. Oh, we can just run it again on here, so we can see it will run right the way through to there, and as you see there, it's gone 4.2 to 6.1. There weren't any figures from chapter 5, so it went to there. So run again, and then we onto the tables here, 3.1. So it's got to 416, and then it can't find any more within the next 3,000 characters, so it gives up. So that's that one. Now, just a reminder of chronology checker. So this is aimed at fiction editors. You're trying to get prompts to yourself that you might or might not have missed certain things in the chronology, or rather the author might have missed various things in the chronology. So you want to prompt yourself with any words that relate to things that might be chronology. So all these words here are the ones that are in the chronology checker program, but what that program does is to pull out into a separate document any paragraphs that have these words in them. And some people were saying, well, I don't actually want them in a separate file, I want to indicate these words in the main file. Well, that's fair enough. All you need to do for that is to use Fredit to highlight those words, and what I suggest you do is highlight them in a particular colour of your choice, and then you'll see why in a second. So you need some sort of Fredit list like this, where you're highlighting the those are the days of the week and the months and so on, and you may want them case insensitive, in case those words occur at the beginning of sentences and so on. And for some words you want them whole word only. So age, you don't want that to be highlighted if it's in the middle of percentage or whatever. So those are whole words, and here's the the abbreviations for days of the week and so on. Okay, and years as well. So what if we just try that out? If we have a book, use Gutenberg to find me one. So if I open my book, which is Seeking Fortune, here we go, Seeking Fortune in America, so we can run that Fredit list, which I've got here in a separate file so that it's at the beginning of the file there. So if I run Fredit, then it's there are 52 of them in that list, so it's working its way down through, and 45, here we go. Right, so it's got to the end. So if we use find highlight down, we can find any of the words that have been highlighted. If you've got other highlighting in other colours, then if you just select a bit of the turquoise there and then use find highlight down, it will only find turquoise. So if there's a different colour there, then it won't find that, it'll just find the next turquoise. But the new macro is that I thought it would be helpful if you could get rid of those highlights. So they're highlights relating to the chronology and you want to get rid of them, but maybe you don't want to get rid of some of the other highlighting that's in there, and so you use this chrono color off, and so we try that one, which is this key. So it leaves the green, but it works its way through getting rid of the turquoise and leaves the other colours. Okay, so we can stop that with control break and then end. That's a general thing about stopping macros, that control break should stop it, and then you can click end and it will stop. Alright, so let's get rid of that and let's see what's next. Right, okay, this is a bit of a complicated one in a way. It's something I do regularly, so I am writing notes for the publisher about changes that are needed in the figures. It's not all of the figures, it's some of the figures. So I'm looking through the figures, I find some errors that need changing, and I create a list of them. So here's one I prepared earlier. So I'd worked through from chapter 1, and there were the odd things that need like the IS spelling changing, so I'm making notes of those, and it may be the capitalization need changing or whatever. So we're having to type these up, and my typing speed is pretty low. So what I do is I prepare a set of blanks ready to type into, change this into this, that into that. So I will, and I've prepared a number of macros that will help me with this. So let's Let's have a go and see how we get on. So we've done chapter 4. We're about to start chapter 5. Let's have a look at the macros that we've got. So here they are. Slide them there and move them over to the right so you can see them. Right, so first thing we're going to do is we're moving to chapter 5, so we want to use a very useful common macro number increment. So I'm going to make these ready for chapter 5. So increment down. So I'll change all those to 5, so I'm ready to so I find that figure 3 needs changing, so I copy that one and then I use, what's the first one I use? Move to next quote. So obviously I've got these on keystrokes which are easy for me to remember, so alt quote takes me to there, so I type in the what needs changing, and then the next one is quote copier, so control alt quote, and that text from the first word there that I typed in is copied across, and say that needs capitalizing, and then same again, move to next quote, next thing that needs changing, copy it to there, and this needs something adding into it, and let's just expand it so that we can see it there. And okay, so yeah, so we've got various ones, and that's all we've done on there. Okay, so we want to delete to the end of the delete all those extra bits that aren't wanted, which is delete sentence after quote. So that's that. So try again. Suppose oh, now you see that's what I tend to do. I copy it and I forget that was supposed to be for 3, so I have to do decrement, and then 5.6 needs something, so I increment that, jump to the next one, something or other, quote, do something with it, go to the next one. Now this one, when I've copied it and changed it, there's more than one of those. There's 3 of those I want changing, so I press another key which does, it types times, so the macro is called type times x. So in other words, let's say that one occurs 3 times, it's typed the 2 there, so I increment it once. There are 3 of those, and again I can do the same thing and delete to the end of the sentence. So as you can see, that's going to save a bit of time if you're I've got a lot of these to do and you're a slow typist like me. So that's your 7 macros. Thanks for watching.